Hello, Marcella here from the Secret Owl Society. In this video, I want to show you how the weekly reset page works. Essentially, it's a page that you open up in a browser. It looks like a beautiful paper planner. It even has this lovely linen texture so it can feel like paper. And it's super simple, but there are a few things in it that make it whimsical and special and just a delight to use, especially if you're like me and you want to be reminded that you're worthy of rest and beauty and joy and all the nice things, and you're not just trying to get things done. This will help you get things done, but it also has certain things in it that remind you that you're a human being. So I just wanted to give you the tour. So firstly, down here, you'll notice that we have areas of life. You can edit this to have different names, and then you just type in whatever you want to focus on as an intention for each area of your life for the week. And then we also have a year view where you can do the same here for the areas of life for the year. And also you can map out your year 1 month at a time. And when you type in anything, you'll see that there's a little checkbox so you can keep track of your progress. Now, the reason why I only have year and week and not month is because this tool is really supposed to be a place for you to come in when you want to plan out your week in this particular way. So it's not meant to replace what you already use for your planning. So if you use Notion or a paper planner or a digital planner, this is not meant to be the end all be all, going to replace anything and everything, and all you need to do is use this one thing. This is not that. The way I think of it is I sometimes want something different in a week where I might be really busy and I just need a little bit of novelty or beauty, and that's why I made this. I personally use Notion. I have a program called Sacred Systems, and that is my single source of truth that holds everything. And it gives me so much peace having everything in Notion because that tool is robust enough to hold all the things. And then this tool is just a place where I can come in, it's quiet, it's peaceful, it's holistic, plan out my week, finish my week, and I'm done, but it doesn't compete with my Notion. I just, it's just another reflection of what's already in my Notion. And it's not going to connect with your Notion. I could build that in, but it's not even about that. It's about keeping a simple place where you can map out your week, and at the end of the week, clear it out. Because there's actually a button here where you click on this button and you will refresh the whole week. So nothing is building on top of each other. You literally start from zero when you want a new week. And you can decide to bring your unfinished tasks into the new week, but everything else will get cleared out. Because the whole idea is that this is just a page for you to use for the week. It's not meant to be years of weeks piled up. It's supposed to feel like a fresh, clean slate, and you're not referring back to who you were 1 week ago, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. It's more of who am I right now? What do I need right now? Let me just focus on this week, and then I'm done. So that is how I designed this, very intentionally, very simply. And then there's a couple of things in here that make it even more special. So you'll see here that there's these little emojis. So when I open up this timer emoji, you can see that it's kind of like a Pomodoro, except more holistic, because instead of making it about, okay, let's get our work done, and, these bursts of energy and time and breaks and 25 minutes, and it has a lot of kind of rules around it. For me, this is not even about let's get more work done more efficiently. This is about let's make sure we take our breaks. Let's make sure we move our body, get up and go eat lunch, take a walk, take a nap, get away from your desk. Like, I have spent way too much time in my online business career sitting at a desk. I'm at the point where my body cannot stand sitting at a desk. I only do it when I have to record videos. But I have learned to get away from sitting in front of a computer. And that has done wonders for my health and my posture and my body. You know, they say that sitting is the new smoking. It's so not good for you. And I know it's really easy to get into hyper focus mode, and before you know it, the day is gone and you didn't eat, you didn't drink, you didn't move your body. And I decided I do not want to tolerate that anymore. And I would look for Pomodoro tools to help me take those breaks, but they would only help so far. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to make my own. So this is what I came up with. And you choose how long you want the timer to go. So how long do you want to focus on your task? And then you can also define the volume. And so let's say I want to focus on a task for 10 minutes. And you can see it immediately starts a timer. You can pause it, you can stop it, and it will also show the timer down here. And it's not going to disappear if you flip a page or whatever. It's always going to be there. And then when it goes off, it opens up a message that says, hey, time to take your break. You can go look at the sky, go take a walk. So it's really focused on making sure you treat your body with honor and not just try to get more work done in more pockets. And then we have another little emoji here called Say Yes to Desire. If you've been around my community, you know I have a program called Say Yes to Desire. So this is another Secret Owl Society principle, which is when women honor their desires and honor their love for beauty and pleasure and joy and just getting more joy out of ordinary little things, that actually makes us better everywhere else. And we can fall into this idea that, no, I will have fun and I will do nice things for myself after I get all my work done. And then all that really does is make you less powerful at the work you're doing and less efficient at the work you're doing. In fact, whenever I am in a busy work season, that's when I ramp up the pleasure and the joy and the, eating delicious meals and doing nice things for myself, because that actually makes me better at the work I'm doing. And so I wanted to create this way for you to keep your desires in the forefront. So you just open this pop-up, and what's really cool is you can see here, you can flip according to the season. And so it's like a little seasonal bucket list. And you can edit these, you can add more, you can delete, and just create a little bucket list for yourself for spring, summer, fall, and winter. And I wanted to make this seasonal because I wanted you to remember that this is not about, oh, I have this long list of things I want to do someday. Like, no, we're not making this a thing that we're going to reward ourselves with later on. This is about, here's what I'm doing for spring. Here's what I'm doing for summer. It is now spring. It is now summer. It's not about rewarding yourself for achieving something. It's about, you're going to do these things because it's spring now. You're going to do these things because it's summer now. Like, that's the only quote unquote requirement is that these are seasonal things. And so that is really lovely. And you can check these off. You can move them around so that you can order your list however you want. And then we have a lovely little moon cycle or lunar tracking cycle. I don't know what the term would be, but you can see the different phases of the moon and how it relates to planning your week more intuitively and more around seasons and cyclical living. So here we are in the waxing crescent phase of the moon, and it's the emerging spring, and it says begin gently. And I just love this. It gives you the energy and how to plan in harmony, and what, more advice around the kind of mindset you want to have in this phase. So let's read through this. The energy. Energy is returning, but it's tender. The intentions you planted at the new moon are starting to take root. Don't overwater them with anxious checking. Don't demand fruit from a seedling. and then plan in harmony with. Take one small action toward your top intention. Notice what feels alive. Follow the thread, even if it's small. Build in margin. Don't pack the week. Have the gentle conversations, not the hard ones. And soften the urge to demand visible progress. Compare your beginnings to someone else's middle. Abandon what you planted because it's not yet bloomed. And a little whisper, tender does not mean fragile. It means alive. And then you can see that there's all the different phases of the moon, and you can flip through and read all of them if you want. This will automatically update to whatever phase the moon is in. And you can also see where you are in a timeline view down here. And so I wanted to include this. Personally, I'm not 100% familiar with, being in alignment with the moon phases. I am learning more about it, but I have always, well, not always, ever since I discovered it, I have always been passionate about cyclical living. And I discovered it when I read Elisa Vitti's books over a decade ago. And I would practice it and keep learning about it and keep looking for deeper and deeper ways to apply it. But I know that not every woman is in that phase of life anymore. So I wanted to bring in a way of being in cyclical harmony and seasonal awareness without it being about having your cycle as a woman, and more about the moon has always been the moon has always reflected the energy of women in terms of cycling. And so if you don't have a cycle, the next best thing is to be in harmony with the cycle of the moon. And so I think this is so good because we as women have been trained to operate as miniature men, and it has done a lot of harm and actually made us, it hasn't made us any better at anything. And to be really, really powerful and wise and, have that ability to tune into ourselves and know what we need and know what we want and know the best way to go about things. That's not going to come from acting like miniature men. That's going to come from acting like whole women. And part of being a whole woman is to be in alignment with the fact that we are cyclical beings and that we have a seasonal approach to life, not every single day we just live on repeat. No, every single day you're a little bit different, and that is science. But it's also nature. It's also the moon. It's also just who we have always been, but we forgot it. And so I wanted to bring this in at the tip of your fingertips so that you can always remember, oh yeah, I need to plan this week differently than I planned last week. And the more you do this, the more you will unlock this intuitive ability that you have to just kind of do things a little bit differently, where you'll notice that your effort is going down, but the impact of what you're doing is going up. And that is something that women always have had the power to do, which is we have this power to create amazing results without having to work that hard. But when we're trying to be miniature versions of men, it's like we have to work super, super, super hard for even less and less and less result. So I wanted to make sure that I brought in this perspective because I really want women to just work less. Okay, so the other thing in here is the notes section. And this is more than just a place to write notes. This is a place to clear your mind. So whether you do morning pages or at the end of the day, you just need to dump it all out, this is a place where you can just have as a dedicated space to either type, and you can use this type of font, or you can change it to the handwriting font, or do what I do and just use this dictate button, So you can just speak and it will type it all out for you. And then when you're done, you click copy, and then you can paste your notes into wherever you keep your notes long term, whether that's your journal in Notion, or maybe you want to put it into Claude and have Claude give you insights based on your notes. But you have it, right here at your at your fingertips, and you can always dictate instead of having to type. And you can click clear to erase everything, assuming that you've already copied what you want, or maybe you just don't care and you want to clear it out anyway. Okay, and then this quotes section, you can refresh it with a new quote as many times as you want. You can put in the focus for the week right here. And another cool thing is we have an emoji that you can just click on and add some emojis into your planner wherever you want. Oh, our timer's done. Okay, so, and I like that because it's like little stickers. So you put your focus on the week. So I can say launch the weekly reset page. And then over here, we have a sticky note for the word of the year. So the word of the year is bloom. And then we will also put our focus in for each day of the week. You can put that there. And in the schedule, you know how to fill out a schedule. And what's really cool here is in the current hour of the day, there's this little red box that will show you where you are in your schedule. So right now it is 4:12 right now. So you can see that is highlighting that fact. And then down here, we have our tasks for the days and then additional notes down here. We can record what we want to remember, buy banana peppers. And it puts a little star next to it, or gratitude. I love candles. And it puts a little heart next to it. So little details like that. And then, you can always tap on one of these days. So let's say we're in Tuesday, so tap on Tuesday, and everything you wrote in the week is going to automatically be reflected here, and vice versa. So if you wanted to just look at a day view, you have that option. So I just wrote record video for the tasks, flip over to the week, and you can see that that's there too. So you can see your week mapped out, and then you can hone in and just look at the day. And then I feel like there's one more thing. Oh, there's a couple of Easter eggs in here. So anytime you write the word desire or sacred, something cool will happen. So if I type in the word desire, it rains down sparkles. And if I type in the word sacred, then the mascot for my program, Sacred Systems, slides across the bottom of the screen. So this was super fun to make. And like I said, it's not meant to be an end-all be-all, everything you need planner. It's just meant to be a nice, fun, holistic way to plan out your week whenever you want something a little bit different, a little bit novel, a little bit Easter egg fun, but still have everything you need to feel supported. So your holistic Pomodoro timer, your awareness around your desires, and your awareness around the phase of the moon and cyclical living. And you can zoom out and see the year, and that can inform when you zoom in and map out your week. I did not put a month view in because I didn't want to create all of these ways for you to like jump around and have to keep track of everything. I wanted to have one zoomed out picture and one, okay, here's what's happening this week picture. And I find that's really all you need if you really want to strip things down to the most simplest form of a planner. Having a year view and having a week view is pretty powerful. So this is a streamlined, beautiful experience for people who want something like this. And I hope you like it. Thanks for watching.